Look at you. I am here for you and you're not doing anything for me. I'm so untouched. I was like, girl, we trying. We're working on these tickets. Come on. And I found this master's and I said, gosh, look at that. 4 countries, Lord. Really? My little
Uh-huh.
passport. She's going to go get all the stamps. Okay.
She's happy now.
What? She almost wanted to tell me stop to take her out. She's like, look here, can I just settle somewhere and enjoy this country stamp for a moment?
This podcast is for creatives, people who are content creators or creators in any other field. And we just want to explore how to be successful with our craft, how we can actually do this where it becomes a lifestyle what that we are proud of and that we enjoy doing and it's not a burden because I understand being a creative that sometimes you may be unsure about what you're doing and how to go about it in the best way. And here, I just want to have guests that are creatives in different fields and just explore how do they incorporate it into their lives and make it successful for them. So today I have a very good friend of mine on. Her name is Taryn and she is a lover of life. She really is, once you get to know her, she's just a gem and someone you can enjoy being around all the time. And she's also a recovering people pleaser, and we all can understand what that's like. I know what it's like as well. And also a dancer who just loves to dance and apparently has a soundtrack for every aspect of life.
Yes.
So, welcome, Karen.
Thanks for having me.
Definitely. I'm so excited to have this conversation and we're
Yes.
two Jamaicans here, so we're gonna have a lot of fun.
Yes,
And we are two
yes.
Jamaicans in Europe,
Of all places.
of all places, right? So now it's springtime, it is May, we're in the middle of spring and we are so happy.
Finally, sun. That feels like sun.
Right? We don't have to be like fighting with the cold, try to
The
keep a little bit of
layers. Oh my gosh.
not used
Happy
to
for
that
it
life.
at all.
So, Taryn, I know that you are a writer and you want to actually start a blog if you haven't already, but do a blog that will
Yes.
share your life as being an expat. And I'm
Yes.
excited to see you do it. And I
Yes.
also wanted to know, like, how long have you been writing?
So the introduction to the blog world, I started a blog about women with my body shape. It's actually called Hippie in Kingston City. At the time, I was in
Oh,
Kingston. Yes,
nice.
and the first set of entries was just looking at different spaces where it might not be comfortable being hippie, or was it comfortable. So I had a couple posts about coffee shops that I like to go to and how comfortable or not comfortable their seating was, gave them a rating. This is a great
Mhm.
place, but they're not hippie friendly. I also
Mhm.
have a nice little tidbit on it about parking as someone with wider hips because it takes skill. It's you got to do some things. Make sure you don't hit nobody car. Ensure you
Mhm.
have enough space for yourself to come out. So that's where we started. Then life happens. You age, you learn, and I started sharing a little bit about the things I've learned. So I think one of my favorite posts to date. I believe it's called "How to Love Your." I don't think it's your people's, but the concept is the people in your life that are your true blue. Your auntie from when she changed your diaper and she never forgets to tell you, but she never ever leave you or forsake you. But as you grow older, you get into the friends and you spend less time with her. But that piece was just to remind us that don't forget your peoples. They
Mhm.
never leave you. So
Mhm.
while you have the time, make the time to spend with them. And I remember a little bit I shared in it. A friend told me how she keeps connection with her family members and her loved ones, even though her schedule is so busy. She says everyone has a day. And I thought that's ingenious, you know? So she's like,
Yeah.
okay, Mondays is for mommy, Wednesdays is for daddy, you know, however she lines it up. And I thought, yeah, because even if you miss a day a week, next week you're like, no, Wednesday I have to call him because, it's his day or whatever. And I have to say, I've definitely incorporated that, especially now that I am an expat. And yeah, April will share the links. You can have a little peruse. But as she said, now that I'm traveling, I do want to transition into something about the different things I've learned in each country. So to date, I've lived in 3 European countries, and that has been very interesting. France, I think I can say it without any guilt, definitely has my heart just because that's where I started. It was, my first experience in Europe. And the culture there, in this town I was in, Angers, is very welcoming, very warm. And it was just what we needed as, an introduction to Europe.
Mm-hmm.
Italy was nice. Italy was different. It was nice. I would even call the people kind of even maybe a little bit of European Caribbean in that they're very warm. They wanted to feed us, as you've heard about Italy. And yeah, they just wanted us to feel, a part of them. And
Yeah.
currently I'm in Romania, which is another vibe, but I love the food here. The food is giving me Jamaican seasoning. I don't know how, but it is, and so it's been interesting. And I need to put this somewhere so I'll remember even when I'm 80. What was I doing when in my youth?
Yeah.
So
For
that's me as a
sure.
writer right now.
Hmm. Yeah. And we are so looking forward to seeing all of that. Like
Yes,
Taryn knows how I am with her. I'm just like, Taryn,
yes.
when?
Where's my post? Where is it, woman? It's coming. It's coming. It's coming.
Yeah, I am on her, but she knows my heart. It's just that like just me like creating content and knowing how fulfilling it can be. I'm just like I want the same for her.
Yes,
Plus, I
yes,
know that she has a lot to share.
exactly.
Mm.
Yes, she's a good accountability partner. Keep that fire lit under me, like, get it out, get it out.
I love it. And just an unashamed plug. If you want the same accountability in your life, I am starting a new Patreon where you can support this podcast, help it to grow, help it to reach more people
Beautiful.
because yeah, there are things that I definitely want to add to this, more
Yes,
equipment. So if you would like to join, I'll put the link below. And you also get stuff from my Patreon as well, like free things that I know will help you if you're a content creator, just to streamline the process, or any creative, like things to inspire you, things to help you, as well as accountability from me, just like I am with Taryn. So definitely
yes.
check that out. And I look
Your
forward to having you
friendliest alarm clock.
friendliest. But no, no, I love it. I love to see creatives just creating things and letting them out there, because the thing is that we actually have impact. We change the world, and I'm not just
Yes,
saying this out of my
yes.
own mouth. I've heard like a
No,
psychologist, a very famous one, saying that it's the creatives that really help to shape culture. So we
yes,
definitely have a
indeed.
big part to play. Yeah,
Yeah,
but the thing is that it's
indeed.
hard for us because the way we operate, it's hard for us to be consistent and to continue doing the things that we need to do, but it's
Yeah,
important in order to get them out there. And I know I struggle with that, and I know many other creatives who do. So
yeah,
I just want to help us to create the things and to put our different perspectives out there so other people can gain from them and learn.
indeed,
So
indeed.
Taryn, yeah.
Yes,
Yes. But you also love to dance, right?
I
And
do,
you
I
said that
do.
dancing, yeah, gives you joy and contributes to your well-being. And can you just explore that a bit more with us?
Most definitely. So I actually started dancing from childhood. My parents did the typical sign me up for ballet and stuff, and unfortunately, I quickly realized ballet was not for me. I um, the art form I still love, you know. It makes you such a disciplined dancer and gives you so many skills. But the teacher I had at the time, unfortunately, we didn't vibe well. And my parents, God bless their cute little 20 something parenting souls, made a 5 year old decide whether or not she wants to continue dancing. And I said, no, I don't like this lady. So they never took me back. But for every other opportunity to dance, so I would do the summer camps, I danced for my school, you know, there was other outlets, but like that discipline in a dance school, I did not regain it until in my 20s. And I have to attribute dancing to just the peace I find. Because when I don't make time to dance, I do kind of feel off kilter. It's weird, but I think it's probably maybe for people who paint or people who maybe do makeup or something, you know, like they know when it's been too long, you know, I
Mhm.
need to touch the canvas. So that's how I feel. And you know, it takes time. It takes time to put your body in a space to dance because unlike a singer, us dancers, we really do need the space. You know, a singer just opens their mouth and they're good to go. They can rejuvenate their spirit. But we need space. We need literal space to do it.
Literally.
So to
Mhm.
incorporate dance in my day, I listen to music all day long. So I have to walk to school, walk home, I'm going to the grocery store, headphones in. I have a soundtrack playing, and sometimes I'm making choreography. Quite honestly, I can't do them all while I'm walking, but you know, I have thoughts, yeah, and yeah, that is how I keep the dance in me. I'm not able to register for a class right now, but you know, I do try to bring it into my content life in that I enjoy making dance reels. I've fallen off a bit. I'm off the schedule, but Wednesdays are like my dance reel days. It's been a couple
Yeah.
Wednesdays. I know. But that's how I say, come on, let's do something. You know, and reels help to keep you able to create because they're not long. You know, I think sometimes
Yeah.
creating content, you're like, oh, I have to plan this thing, do a reel. If you're on TikTok, do a, you know, and just let it be. That's for you. You know, let it out, enjoy it, post it, see what happens. But the one thing I will say as a content creator, a budding content creator,
No, you are one.
thank you, thank you. The consistency makes me feel like I'm not, but yes, I'm a content creator working
I
on
get it.
consistency. Um,
I get it.
don't create it thinking, you know, I need to get this many likes. However, create it thinking, I need to get this message out there. So if it gets out there and you had 2 views and 0.5 likes, guess what? The message got out there. But rarely you're not gonna get, you know, eyes on your piece. But I think if we think about, oh, this has to go viral, this has to go viral, that's too much stress on ourselves. Think of it from the aspect of I had this thought, I had this idea, and I'm creating. This is what I'm putting out there. You know, so I hear this song and these moves come to me. Full stop. That's where it ends. What happens after? That's not on me. That's on the viewer. But I've done my part as the content creator. So do what you love daily, and I think your days will feel less stressful. So I try to dance every day. I really do.
Yeah. No, I love it. And even I am learning from this. It's hard,
Yes,
to not think about the metrics.
yes,
However, doing it with only that in mind can really hold you back because sometimes if you are thinking about the metrics and you think, oh, the metrics meaning like the views, the
yeah.
replays, the likes, the
The
engagements,
shares. Hmm.
the shares, yeah. If you're thinking, oh, maybe this won't be as popular, you probably won't create it or be as motivated to create it. And then you lose a chance of putting something out there that could have really impacted even just one person. And even that one person is
Yeah.
worth it because at the end of the day, we
Yes.
are serving people and every person is worth it, and it's not just the
Yes.
numbers.
Yes.
Even though it's hard
Yeah.
and I'm preaching to myself here.
And another thing I would like to add is just um don't timestamp your art, because what I really love about a TikTok, Instagram right now is that the millennials, um I forget the name of the next generation, but the
Gen
millennials and younger, they are taking the things from the 90s, from the 80s, remixing it, repurposing it, and even us who grew up in those eras, we're like looking at it with new eyes. I saw a dance mashup, or a dance reel. A lady, she did the dances of the eras, right? And I think she was doing the 90s, and at the time, I knew the dance, but I didn't know it had a name. And the move she did, they call it the Aunt Viv. This is from Fresh
Oh
Prince of
yeah.
Bel Air, right? And it's just a little shoulder move. And I was like, I didn't know it had a name, but guess what? Because she popularized that move, she earned the right for us to name it after her. And if you say the Aunt Viv, nobody's gonna think of it as the shoulder shake or whatever it really is called, right? They're gonna call it the Aunt Viv. And I was like, look at that. This lady did this thing for the show she was hired to do from 19 how much 1990 something, and here in
Mhm.
2023, you have some 10-year-olds, some 13-year-olds just being introduced to it through that. And I'm like, imagine if at the time she thought, oh, that move won't make it in the show, what is this, nobody has seen me as a dancer, let's not do it. You get me? That's a whole culture, twist that we
Yeah.
wouldn't have had. So let's say you have the idea, you have the thought for what you want to create, put it out there. Don't don't make the what if stop you. Because yeah, as you said, one person could be touched, but imagine if it's that one person that then remixes it, twists it. It's worth it. It's more than worth it. But also your message. You want to convey a
Yeah.
message, so don't be quiet. Let your message come through.
For sure. And you know what's even interesting? That episode from The Fresh Prince, I think it's one of the most popular episodes.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah, yeah.
incredible.
Yeah.
Like, and even she in the episode was struggling with,
Mm-hmm.
getting older. And then she
Yeah.
went to dance class and she got back into her groove of dancing and she killed it. That
Her zone.
dance.
Because that was her training. And all the
Yeah.
time as an actress, people didn't know this. But the
Uh-huh.
opportunity for them to include it in the episode happened and she didn't say no. I'm like, imagine if she said no. We
Yeah.
wouldn't know that aspect of her. And iconic, iconic episode, yeah?
Yeah. You get that there are things that people need to know about you that they don't know right now, like your gifts and
Yeah,
talents. And
yeah.
Taryn, I have a surprise because I can share the screen on this platform. I am so new to this thing, but I
Yeah.
can show your Instagram reel.
Okay.
One of them,
Oh
yeah,
my.
has actually.
I wasn't
I
ready.
know that we're not talking about numbers a lot, but here it is. Let me
Who's
see if I
that
can get the photo.
girl?
Azonto, Azonto. Now watch me do my Azonto, Azonto, Azonto. Now watch me do my Azonto, Azonto, Azonto. Now watch me latest walk up.
Awesome. Are
Yes.
you able to hear the music?
Yes, yes, yes. I heard it again. And that one was a unique inspiration. One of my really good friends in school, Nawa, she's
Uh-huh.
from Ghana. And I don't even know, I didn't think of if the song is from Ghana or not, but I was just in a
Mhm.
vibe for that song because trust me, my first time in college, that song got me through some days because I was just like, oh my gosh, this song is so fun. And I used to listen to it, try to learn the dance. And then I'm listening back and I'm like, did he just say Ghana? Wait a minute, So I started researching and realized the artist is from Ghana. This was a popular dance in Ghana at the time. That was early 2000s. And I was like,
Yeah.
no, sir, I have to do this one. And of course, she
Yeah.
felt special. She was like, what? My dance? I was like, yes, girl. So that was a
Yeah.
nice one.
But you know what I'm into right now? I'm so into African dances. Like I want to learn them all.
Girl,
Them all. And I know that some of our Jamaican dances are actually from the I mean it's our ancestry.
yeah,
But
yeah, our heritage.
it's our heritage, right? So many of our dances are like I guess incorporate African dance moves, I should say. But I
Yeah,
really want to learn some more because they are amazing.
they are, and they're a good workout, let me tell you.
Yes, they are. Yeah.
That little
Eventually,
10-second reel was like, ooh.
uh-huh. I actually did a video where I showed myself exercising to this channel. It's called Afri Fitness, and they use
Ah,
African dances in order for you to
ah,
keep fit because you do
nice.
use a lot of movement.
Yes, and I love this other workout channel as well, Kukua Fitness. It's a mother and daughter team. A lot of fun. A lot of, I mean, I haven't done them in a little while, but oh, it's always a good time with them. Kukua Fitness.
Yes,
So Afrobeats is killing it, and we're here for it.
we are here for it all, and it really does help your well-being. Like just dancing
Yeah.
and just vibing and moving to it.
Mm-hmm.
In that space of dancing, you forget about everything else and you're just moving.
Yes. You're doing naturally. You know what you enjoy. I mean, as I said, as a dancer who has done the classes or whatever, there's just still no greater feeling than that freedom. You know, you're at a party, you're at a dinner, you're at a wedding reception, and you're just enjoying. There's a little joy as well in learning choreography, but that's kind of a little stress too, because at the end of the day, it's for a performance that you want to get perfect. But when it's just freestyle dancing, I feel like it's just the best release. You know, your body is just doing what it does to music and no stress of, oh my gosh, did I point my toes? Did I? Am I in whatever second position, third position? Nah, it's just what did the music tell you to do? Move your hand and your foot, done. So,
Yeah,
yeah, it's the
just
best
go with the
therapy.
music, go with the rhythm. This
Yes.
reminds me of when we were at camp because,
Ah,
guys, Darian and I actually counseled at a camp together in Jamaica,
yes,
and
yes.
we did a dance session where we were doing like the oldies, like "You Drive Me Crazy." Which other songs do you remember?
I don't remember if I was I in that moment. I remember the Independence Day when we were doing the Independence dances. You drive me crazy like NSYNC and stuff.
Yeah, man. Like it was like we were doing it for their concert on the second to last day, I believe.
Yes. Okay. Now I have the
Yes.
full content. Oh my gosh, guys. We wish you were there, but we're so happy the cameras
We weren't there. No,
were
we did it just for fun. In that moment, it was
not.
just for fun.
It was too good. The kids enjoyed us, making fools
Uh-huh.
of ourselves, but it was nice. It was nice. Yeah, all the counselors, we had a trip down memory lane and really enjoyed ourselves. It was nice. Yeah, man, dancing soothes the soul. That's what I
It does.
think.
So continue dancing, people. And
Yeah, make time to dance.
yeah. And now I'm talking about another aspect of, expressing yourself. I want to go back to your writing. And
Okay.
I want to know your thoughts on sharing a blog or even a vlog as an
Mm.
expert.
Oh my gosh, I feel it's so integral. Like, I know, as you say, content creators will have all of these thoughts about, will anybody see it? Who cares? Da da da. Before I applied, actually, before I finished my application, I was searching about students in France, expats in France. I wasn't even looking only for Jamaicans, quite honestly. You just
Yeah.
wanted the full experience. And the truth is, the one channel I kept following up on was actually a Nigerian girl, but she was so thorough. I think she had at least 2 years worth of content, and she was giving us everything step by step. Her application process. How was the first day, maybe? How did she overcome some of her obstacles? How did she get benefits? So there's her looking at all different aspects. And I'm like, in myself, me in her shoes, at first I'd be like, who wants to see this? And I was like, I'm writing in our comments. Thank you so much for covering this. This was so insightful. Da, 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 da. So now going through this process for myself, I'm like, oh my gosh. The people that will come after us need to know. And we do have my program. This is the 14th cohort, they call us. So we're the 14th cohort. There will be a 15th cohort. And the 13th cohort, they've been a major help to us, but honestly, none of them have a blog or, a vlog. So we can't just bop and go. We do talk to them, we message them, which is great. We're so grateful to them. And they're very willing to share the information. But I think about it and I'm like, the little things that we experience, the little things they experienced, it needs to be somewhere, and I like writing. I like helping people, and I need to put more fire under my own tail and get it started because I think sometimes the most daunting things in life, if you can see that someone did it, like you can have a window into a little playbook of like, oh, so when this happened to you, this is what you did. Sometimes it makes it not as daunting. It's a school process. Everybody's gonna probably go through these similar type of issues. But if I can look back and say, oh, remember when they said just go to this office, you know? And so that is my real vision while I'm in this program, to do my best at documenting some of our highs and lows, and just helping the follow up cohort to just maybe have some peace, just be less fish out of water, as we'd say in Jamaica, in these situations. Because it helps, I mean, the various channels I follow. I don't even look at people's subscriber numbers. I know it's important, but if you are consistent, like I see that you're always gonna put out something, Mondays and Fridays and Wednesdays, I can say, okay, I know I'm gonna see something from her. That's what keeps me as a subscriber. So I'm like, don't look at the fact that you're on 60 views for the day. You could have 60 views, but your subscriber is growing because people are realizing this person is consistent. Or the other way around. You have 1,000 views, but your subscribers are just at 30. Well, some people need more convincing. But I don't mean you should stop. You get me? Because you're building up your body of work, and it's very helpful, especially in today's world. Nobody looking for articles to read. We want to know what this human did. Should we do it as well?
Yeah, yeah, we
So,
want to um be able to relate to people, and
yeah.
even just people from your own country, because the processes may be so different based on countries,
Yes.
especially visa processes.
Yeah,
Those can
definitely,
be very different.
definitely.
OMG. Taryn, I
We
to
know.
circle back a little bit. Like, why are you in Europe? Because we just
Oh,
mentioned
sorry. Yes, we did not even state that statement. So I am what they call on a mobility masters, an Erasmus Mundus mobility masters. My major is food identity. I'm doing my masters. First time doing a masters. Really happy I waited this long because I think after my first degree, like you just are never sure what you want to do. You're tired of school, you don't want to go back. But after a year, after some time, so I've been out of the school scene for a whole decade, actually a decade and 2 years, 12 years. And now that I'm in, it's so new, it's so refreshing. And this master is very interesting to me. So I'm happy that I took the time to wait. Because, not to say I wouldn't have done it like in my lifetime, hold two masters, but having waited, I'm so appreciative being an older student, being a student again. Like it's so new. So we are we're going to learn. We have been learning in four different countries to be exact. We started in France. We have learned in Italy. We're learning right now in Romania, and we're gonna learn in Greece, and then we go back to France. So it's been a very interesting journey. A big shout out to anyone looking to do an Erasmus Mundus masters. Do it, because that's the caveat for Erasmus. They make you travel. So it might not be as many countries as I have stated, but you will travel. Like Erasmus Mundus Masters, you will travel. So if that's on your to-do list in life, learn and travel, that's a great combination. So I endorse it. And I've been enjoying the journey so far.
hmm Yeah, let me tell you, like when Taryn told me she was coming, I was just like, woohoo. And then she's like, oh, I'm going to this country, then I'm going to that country. And I'm like, what kind of bougie life is this? What kind of master's program is
I
this?
tell you, I honestly, I could not. So, can we be a little Christian in the moment? The
For
testimony
sure.
time is that before I applied, I was like, Lord, for all the waiting I've done. I mean, I'm saying it's been 10 years, but I was looking as well, but no masters looked like this to me. And I was like, Lord, for all the waiting I've done and all the looking, if I get through, that would be so amazing. Because in those 10 years, my passport got renewed, and the previous passport was very unstamped. She was very empty, very lonely. She cussed me daily. She was like, "Look at you, look at you. I am here for you, and you're not doing anything for me. I'm so
Oh,
untouched." I was like, "Girl, we trying. We're working on these tickets. Come on." And I found this master's, and I said, "Gosh, look at that. 4 countries, Lord. Really? My little passport."
uh-huh.
She's gonna go get all the stamps. Okay.
She's happy now.
What? She almost wanted to tell me stop to take her out. She's like, look here, can I just settle somewhere and enjoy this country stamp for a moment? Please. But yeah, it exists because I remember saying, I was like, gosh, look how I have to renew my passport and it don't get stamped up. What is this? What is this? So people don't limit God. He's able. Okay?
Uh,
Where you wanna go? You wanna go to Marrakesh next year? Let's go. He can make it happen.
yeah. And you just feel
Marrakesh,
too
just
like
learning about that country by the way. Sorry,
where is
people of
that?
Marrakesh. I know it's in okay, so maybe I don't know about it. I know the name Marrakesh. But it is on the continent of Africa. Yeah, I believe it's near Morocco. And Morocco is on the continent of Africa. So I
Oh, okay,
feel
okay.
semi confident in that one. Mhm.
Oh, all right. Sorry. I mean, we have so many countries. This is not to disrespect anyone. Anyways,
No, no,
we are
no.
having fun.
Invite us so we can
Um,
learn about your country. We'll come.
yes, please. And create those blogs so we can learn more about your country.
Ah,
Yeah,
yes.
those blogs, vlogs.
Join the
But
content
then
creation community.
yeah, join it. You know what? Also, I want to share that because I know that for a long time, content creation was dominated by certain countries and maybe still in ways, but
Hmm.
people are so interested to learn about other countries. I know that
Yeah.
there have been several content creators from Jamaica that have been growing,
Yes,
showing our
yes.
different culture, showing different
Hmm.
aspects of our country. And then even now, people who are maybe from Jamaica or from Caribbean islands traveling to other countries because even us traveling, the experience is very different for us,
Yeah.
our culture and
Yeah.
then interacting with a different one. So
Hmm.
people are interested to know because it's like we want to know the different perspective. And I know
Yes.
before coming to Spain that I was hoping that I could find and good story too. I was hoping that I could find experiences from people from Jamaica who were
Mm.
living in Spain. Couldn't find it. So I was just like I decided that I would like to create what I wasn't finding, and that's
Yeah.
actually an advice that I received from, other content creators who were several years ahead of me who are just like, if you can't find it, be the one or be the solution. It's not just content
Yeah.
creators, it's business owners. Like be the
Yeah.
solution.
Be the solution. Yeah. 100%.
So yeah. And I need to
100%.
actually I'm developing my consistency as well because on my channel I have been producing videos, but now I'm trying to produce it consistently where I know that people can expect to find it from me. And this is why I'm doing the podcast, not only to share my experience, but those of others, because there's
Yes.
just a wealth of knowledge out there.
Yes.
And I
So
know
true.
several of my friends like Taryn, who I've been talking to for a long time, who have different experiences that I'm excited to share. So thank you for being here. And if anyone else wants to be on here to share your story, just, reach out and let me know so that we can work something out.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Grow the
And
community.
yeah, grow it. Let's grow our communities. And now, so I know we talked a lot and even intertwined different advice for content creators, but is there something else you'd like to add, Taryn, just to give the advice for content creators, and to be successful in what they're doing?
Yeah, the one thing which I'm still trying to practice is this new, is it an adage? I'll hopefully send it to April. I don't know if she can use it for any of her images, but it said, do what makes you happy. Maybe it would say every day, something like that. It's a little code I have in my room now. And it sounds simple, but it's so true. Because, oh, another content creation flooded my memory. A young lady did a great analogy of how you should live your life. So she got a glass, she put some dirt in it, and she said, you can spend your life focusing on what's not, going right, what made your life messy, So the water is your life. And you're trying to take out all the dirt because, oh, I'm not exercising enough. I'm not eating properly. I'm not, you know, reading enough. I'm not taking out the dirt, right? The little things that are not going right. Or you can add more life to your life. So doing the stuff that you love. Listen music daily, dance daily, cook daily, whatever you love to do. Do your hair as
Yeah.
often as you want. And as you pour more water into dirty water, guess what happens? The dirt gets displaced and you're left with
Wow.
relatively clean water. So, as someone who is a creative and loves to create and wants to create more, do a bit of your creativity daily, or I should say, as often as you can. Because we all know the days are busy, they're long, they're rough. So, okay, you can only dedicate a week to it. Such as I really enjoy doing my own hair and necessity, because doing your hair costs money. I make time for it. So, this is me. I did my hair this morning, made the time for
Yeah.
it. I could have just tried to pull it out and put it in a puff and go again for another week, but that wouldn't have made me feel the happiest. You know what I mean? Make the time
Yeah.
for the things that you love to do. So if it's even you're working on a play, let's think about it. That takes a long time. But if you do a little bit of the play every week, it will get done. Sometimes I have an all or nothing mentality, but you don't achieve anything because I'm like, no, I need 4 hours to do this task. I only have three. No, we're not going to start that task. But I could have done a good portion, and left the other hour for another day. So do what makes you happy a bit at a time every week, and you'll be surprised what you can make.
Hmm. And that reminds me of another quote. We overestimate what we can accomplish in a year, but
Mm,
underestimate what we can accomplish within 10 years. And all that is to say is that,
mm,
like, we may have really big goals, especially at the beginning of the year, for what we'd like to
yeah,
accomplish. And, we may find out that we're not able to do all the things. But if we can just continue, within 10 years, we're going to see significant moves, So it's just over time and just
yeah,
continuously just adding and
bit
just
by
doing
bit.
things, yeah, bit by bit. I love it. So yeah, like, thank you so much for being here, Taryn. We're gonna land the plane right here. I think it was a great podcast, very fun, full of
Yes,
laughs.
yes,
We can see more
yes.
of our Jamaican humor.
Indeed, indeed.
I
Lovely
love it.
time. So happy being
Yeah.
in the studio with you.
Hmm. Yes, and if you want to connect with Taryn, I'm gonna share her social media pages in the
Yeah.
description. So definitely reach out. Let her know what you liked about her interview, and yeah, we'll see each other soon. So thank you for watching. Have a great day.
Bye.